yet another update on my status to becoming a millionaire in cryptocurrency. So as you can see, all the graphic cards, let me give you some updates of what's going on. So we're having heating issues now. So we have all 12 working. You can see right here. Looks real good too, doesn't it? It's beautiful. I love it. But the heating issue that we're having is we were finally getting, this place was super cool in the winter. We just kept all the windows open and it was fine. What was probably happening though is the heat was escaping in this room from downstairs and then going out the window. And this is a problem.
No, I don't want to be in, I don't want to be in it.
She didn't want to be in the Snapchat. Anyways, the problem comes in because I'm pretty sure the heat was escaping this room, going out the windows, and we nearly doubled last month's heat bill. And we doubled what the previous owners had last year too, and we saw a bill of nearly $275 just for the gas bill. So no more opening windows in the winter. Here's the issue. It's 85 degrees in here and it's climbing. It's going up, and usually with everything closed off, it'll get to nearly 100 degrees in this room, and I haven't let it get past 100 degrees, so that's usually when I cool it down. So we're having to figure out a solution, and we have one, and Vian and I are going to try this. First thing we're going to do to fix this is we're going to move this downstairs. So where we're going to move it, where the heat's going to rise, is actually going to heat up most of the house. Because this heats up the office already, and it gets so bad. Vian is constantly telling me to keep this door closed to our office because it's just so hot. And it actually gets way cooler if you keep this door closed. But we're going to put this downstairs so the heat rises, and it's going to kind of warm up the house, hopefully lower the gas bill. But then we have issues for summer. And originally we were thinking we're going to get this in the garage, but then I was checking it out. I'm going to have to get an electrician to change the amperage and how much wattage can be handled on the breaker in the garage. I'm going to have to fix the ventilation and all these things just to put some computers in the garage, and it's a lot of work. We're looking at basically pot farms, and we're going to put a little green room tent around it. And what you can do with that is you can actually put piping to it and lead it to the window, so that way it sucks new air into there and then sucks it back out, and you're constantly circulating the heat, keeping it very cool and keeping the heat out of the house. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pump the heat out of the house in the summer, and then in the winter we're going to let it heat the house. So hopefully that plan works. You guys have no idea how hot this gets. Like, since I've been talking, we're almost at 87 degrees. We've climbed 2 degrees, gentlemen. All right, this is another update sooner than expected. We had a little bit of chaos today. So you can see I'm testing it right now. So if it fails on me, you'll see me get pissed off on camera. But we are now in a different room. You'll see we're in the dining room. But the reason we moved it down right now at 1:15 while we were working is because the power went out. So yeah, I tripped the breaker and I had to move it to a different place that was on a different circuit. Hopefully I don't trip another breaker. GPU 8 was failing again, so because that was the original problem too, at least it seemed like it, that means it's not the graphic card that's actually failing, it's that piece right here, or it's the PCI 16 slot running through the motherboard. So I took that out because it failed at 2 a.m. last night, so I lost a good amount of hours of mining, and it gives me like anxiety because I'm like, oh my god, it's like thousands of dollars of equipment that's supposed to be making money, and it's time sensitive, and while everyone's trading and freaking out about Ethereum and you're getting extra money, I'm not making money. I need that money. That's what these things are supposed to goddamn do. It's not working. It's too much work. I've definitely learned my lesson. I went a little too big for one server. I should have split it into 2, but you learn. Come on, Ollie. Come on. Come on, bud. So I have an update for you guys. You guys now know the code to steal whatever you want. And I'm going to tell you why I'm in the garage. I am preparing to set up my mining rig inside of here. I'm about to tell you why, I'm about to tell you what I figured out, and why I've had to consult with, by this point, I think 3 electricians and a company that specializes in laying internet. So I've been having, as you've known, tons of issues with my server, and I can't figure out why. Well, taking out one graphic card seems to fix it, but then that graphic card seems fine. And then I'm like, oh, it must be the riser. So I test the riser for a week, and the riser isn't the issue. I then decide, okay, maybe it's the PCI 16 slot. Try the PCI 16 slot, try that. There's no issue. What is the problem? And then I start looking into electrical. And you're not supposed to go over 80% of a circuit breaker's capacity for constant use. If you don't, freezes, blue screens, power offs, whatever. So here is my dastardly plan that I'm about to show you. I have made, first of all, a huge map of where all these link, where they go, but I found out I have 100 amps coming to this garage. Just a lot of amps. But I only have 50 per side. So this side has 50, and then the other side has 50. So I have 50 that I'm able to use. And I'm having to map it out. I'm changing the wiring, and I've been having to go through the walls, under the foundation. I've been figuring all this stuff out, but let me show you something. I don't know what these people were doing, but it's awesome because you can see right here, that is an RV outlet. That supplies a constant 125 voltage and 30 amps, which is 3,750 watts. Now, I can't exceed 3,000 watts because 3,000 watts is the maximum for a constant voltage for something like a computer. Now, my current server is using 2,500 watts, or no, 2,400 watts, so I'm 600 watts to spare, and it's using a constant 120 volts. So it's cutting it close, but it definitely can do it. But yeah, that means I have an outlet, finally, that can handle it. Now, we have another problem. This garage has major humidity issues. So I bought all the adapters I need for the electricity. I am even going to actually wire my own breaker later to get an additional 2,000 watts is what I'm aiming to get. But now I got another thing. Now I have another issue. Let me show you this. I'm gonna put this down. Probably can't see it well, but you can see that is 53 for humidity, 53%, and that's too high. The maximum it should ever be is 60. 53 in the winter is horrible, and the lowest it should be is 40. That way, if it's below 40, you're gonna accidentally static shock your electronics, and if it's above 60, you're gonna have condensation and destroy your equipment through shocking it. So I have to fix that. I bought the tools to drill a nice hole into both sides of my garage, and I'm gonna be adding my own ventilation. So humidity is going to be fixed this way. I already got lots of dehumidifiers, everything like that. I even got the AC unit, as you saw, plugged in. I got it right here. So the AC unit is going to bring new air in. We're going to have lots of places for air to go out. And now I need internet. Now I contacted somebody who will do it professionally, and they were very nice, but they gave me a price quote to get it out here about $1,500 to $2,000. I'm not going to pay that. I got him down to go down. He was going to give me a 20% discount as long as I taught him about the crypto. I know that's weird, but he offered. But that's too expensive, and I know that I can do it myself. My biggest issue is getting the internet from the house first. I can run everything else. I used to do this. I used to run my own wire. I've just never run it outside. But I know you're supposed to have conduit, and usually most people put down PVC pipe to keep out like rodents and stuff from chewing up your wires. But I was like, I don't know how to do this, but after talking to him, I learned a few key things that I didn't know. I ended up going under the foundation of the house, and I found one of the Ethernet cords I was so hoping that I would find. I can now pull Ethernet out from the foundation to any other place. So that means I just spent another $120, literally a tenth of the cost of what the professional said he would do it for. $120 to buy the materials that I needed, which included an axe to chop up some tree roots, and then I'll drill a hole in the wall and put together the Ethernet port. There, cool. I know how to do all this. I'm gonna do all this, and I had to learn a lot to do it. I've already installed a lot of electrical. I've worked on the electrical enough that I now finally know what I'm doing after talking to enough electricians. The humidity is my biggest concern. I'm hoping that what I bought is gonna do enough work, because it's not like I can return it. I'm gonna have a hole in my wall after that, and the internet is gonna be resolved. This crypto adventure is starting to turn into a real adventure when you do it on the scale that I'm starting to do it on. Especially that I want more crypto machines and I want to make more money from it. I mean, I'm actually earning a lot right now. But until next time, peace out, and I'll talk to you again when I'm a Bitcoin billionaire. Humidity fan 1. It's not quiet. It's not too loud for a garage. And then we have another one behind all those boxes you can see right there. And now I gotta clean up all these boxes. Once I clean this up, I gotta get the electrical done. And let me show you guys some other progress. You see right here, we've been actually digging. So we're building the trench right here, and that's how we're gonna get our Ethernet, and I've already run most of the wire. So now I just gotta get it across the land. So these are two 20 amp ones, which was really hard to find. This is a 15 amp. Look how freaking big this thing is just to get this electricity cost. Like, that's a normal wire, that's this one. Ran it up there. This one's nice and ghetto like that, but whatever, it works. These are on completely separate breakers. Nothing else is on it, so that way I can track what's going on. But it's starting to come together. And that's Vina playing with an axe. She asked me if she could play with it. You are...